following program contains scenes and language of a frank and explicit nature. Viewer discretion is advised.
It is Trash Talking Radio. It is Tuesday night, and sometimes it's the best night of the week, but tonight it doesn't seem to be. We have all kinds of technical issues that we haven't figured out what's going on, but hey, we're here for you. Oh, here we are. Look at that. I'm doing it again. Here as usual with Doug. How you doing, Doug?
I am doing fine, man.
I can hear you.
I am traveling solo right now.
You're traveling?
I am running solo.
Oh, running solo.
Is out in Seattle.
What you doing out in Seattle?
She took a vacation with my daughter and her husband.
Oh, that's cool.
I get to stay home with the dog.
Well, that's because you have a job to do. You're on Trash Talking Radio duty.
I'm on Trash Talking Radio. Can't miss that.
That's right. As much as you wanted to today. Oh, today we were having all kinds of technical issues, and I'm not really sure what happened, but like my mouse stopped working. I bought a brand new camera, by the way, and I didn't even hook it up because I got everything else. I thought I had everything working, and it doesn't seem to really work the way it's supposed to work for some reason. So I got to figure that out, because you're hearing things that I'm not hearing. I'm seeing things that you're not seeing, and all kinds of weird things going on. But we're gonna.
Mike, I think it's the microphone, because when you're right up to the microphone, there's not a lot of static.
Well,
when you move away, there's a lot of static.
I'm a staticky person,
Yes, you are.
But we didn't have this problem with this mic before, and now all of a sudden we're having problems with it. But we're going to figure it out, and we're going to go through and make this show work somehow. Actually, I want to set the volumes. Okay, that's the max volume I've got to give. And on this side, let me look on this side to see what we got over here. Just we're trying to make the system go a little bit easier, and it's not it's not going easy at all. Actually, it's gonna go really good because this new system works so much cleaner. But we're running into issues that I'm not really sure what they are because they don't make sense to me. We're gonna get down to one computer eventually, and when that happens, watch out. It's gonna be crazy. But until then, we just gotta suffer through the trials and tribulations and all that stuff. I don't know what happened, but I don't. Oh, there it is. They're over there. Okay, I pushed it over there. All right. Well, that's good. The volumes look pretty good on this from here. So, all right. Yeah, we're just gonna get right into it, I guess, because we're way behind, and really crazy behind. It's weird. I was thinking, oh, we're not going to have enough room. We're not going to have enough time for this. I thought we were going to be really, or we're not going to have enough topics. But looks like we're going to have plenty of topics. I first want to play the Diane Keaton one because she died. So let's just go right into this and as soon as I figure out where her thing went, where'd I put it? Darn it! I put it somewhere. Diane, where are you? You were here when I wanted you, but where'd she go? Oh no, I lost her. What the crap? Alright, gotta look in the RIP section, see if she's hanging out there. Because I know I did it, and I know that I had... where did I put her? I even did all the stuff. Darn it, what did I do? I lost Diane Keaton. Someone help me. Her real name was Diane Hall. Did you know that? All right, well, we're going to find it right somewhere. Find it right. I'll find it. I know I've got it here. My video. It's got to be right here. Somewhere. Come on. We're doing good, by the way. We got a couple new subscribers this week. And we're starting to build our following a lot now because I put those tags and stuff in it, and I think that's helping us build our tags. I put Diane Keaton in the system today. We already had 29 watchers of the video. So it shows people are actually watching the videos. Makes me happy. All right, here we go. So I can get my mouse isn't working the way it should work, and I think there's definitely the new monitors, I think, are pushing out something that my mouse doesn't get along with. So I'm going to have to use the trackpad. Okay, here we go. All right, let me see. Now, come on, you can do it. Seriously, you can do it. I have faith in you. There we go. This is it. All right, here we go. I hope you can hear it, Doug. I don't know.
Obituary. Diane Keaton, January 5, 1946, passed away on the 11th of October, 2025. Acclaimed actress, director, style icon, and cultural trailblazer. Diane Keaton, the beloved and distinctive actress whose career spanned over 5 decades, passed away on the 11th of October, 2025, at the age of 79, in California. A family spokesperson confirmed her death, noting that she had asked for privacy and that further details would be kept confidential. Career highlights and achievements, breakthrough and stardom. Born Diane Hall on the 5th of January, 1946, in Los Angeles. She adopted Keaton, her mother's maiden name, as her professional name. She earned widespread acclaim with her performance in Annie Hall 1977, winning the Academy Award for Best Actress. Keaton starred in many memorable films: The Godfather and its sequels, Sleeper, Love and Death, The First Wives Club, Father of the Bride, Some Things, Top Gear, Marvin's Room, Book Club, and Baby Boom. Awards: nominations and recognition. In addition to her Oscar win, she was nominated for Best Actress, Oscars for Reds, Marvelous Room, and Something Static Good. She received the AFI Life Achievement Award in 2017. She was also honored with the BAFTA and multiple Golden Globe Awards, among numerous other accolades. Directing, writing, and other ventures. Keaton directed the documentary Heaven, 1987, exploring beliefs about the afterlife. She was also the director of Hanging Up, 2000, starring alongside Meg Ryan, Lisa Kudrow, and Walter Matthau. Beyond film, Keaton was known for her interests in architecture, interior design, photography, and restoring historic homes. Fun facts and personal insights. Keaton had early struggles with skin cancer. She was diagnosed with basal cell carcinoma in her youth and later had surgeries to remove squamous cell carcinoma. She openly discussed her lifelong battle with bulimia, revealing her experience in public interviews and writing. Her signature fashion, menswear-inspired looks, neckties, high-waisted trousers, vests, and her trademark bowler hat. She was diagnosed with basal cell carcinoma in her youth and later had surgeries to remove squamous cell carcinoma. She openly discussed her lifelong battle with bulimia, revealing her experience in public interviews and writing. Her signature fashion, menswear-inspired looks, neckties, high-waisted trousers, vests, and her trademark bowler hats became iconic and deeply associated with her identity. Keaton never married, but in her 50s she adopted 2 children, Otter, Dexter, and son, Deke. Her health reportedly declined very suddenly in her final months. A friend said many close to her were unaware of her condition. Legacy and impact. Diane Keaton was more than a screen presence, she was a cultural force. Her ability to blend comedy, quirk, vulnerability, and strength made her one of the most distinctive voices in cinema. She inspired generations of actors, filmmakers, and fans, not just with her performances, but with her authenticity, her style, and her creative spirit. In her passing, Hollywood and the world lose one of its most original and beloved personalities. Her films will continue to be watched, quoted, and cherished for years to come. As she rests in peace, the world was better for having Diane Keaton.
Yes, it was. Absolutely. She seemed like a really cool person, and I wonder why she never got married. She had all the accolades, you know? Kind of interesting. Is that there?
Everybody believes in marriage.
Yeah. Hey, we got some really interesting things to talk about that happened over the weekend and stuff. So, first I want to do the birthdays, your favorite part of the show. And you'll know most of them, I think. Let's go with the ones you
When
make.
you gave me the out, I should have taken it.
I would just held it for another week. I'm going to try to give you the ones you probably don't know first, because the ones you do know, I know you know. I mean, but some of these you may not know. So let's start first with Stacy Keibler. She was a big wrestling person for a while, and then she, I don't know what she's doing now, but did you ever meet her, or did you ever see her?
No.
Okay, she's a beautiful woman. She was she was eye candy. She didn't really wrestle. She was pretty much eye candy. And I guess she's married now and has some kids, and I bet she makes some pretty good looking kids. But she's, you want to guess at it, or should I just tell you?
Just tell because I can't see the pictures.
Oh.
You didn't share.
Well, that would be a problem. Hold on. Let me figure this out. How can I do this? I had an idea. What was it? Let's see if I can. I'm going to try something. Hold on. Let me check something. See if I can share it or not. Drop this one down. Okay. Now I need to figure out where you're at. Where are you? I gotta figure this out. gotta figure out how I can get out of the chair. See, I made a change in the system, and that kind of screwed me up here because I can't do it the way I want to do it. You know, I can't. It's not even letting me do it. Okay, I've got to do that. All right. Okay. So we're not even on the screen. Well, you're not on the screen at all. Gotta figure out how to get you back on the screen.
You should explain that we bought a computer to fix all the problems and it created more problems.
Yeah, to create it new problems, though. That's the best part. I gotta figure. Okay, I figured that out. So that's. I'll get rid of that. Now I gotta figure out how to get rid of the other thing because I'll cover it up. Oh, I know what to do. Okay, hold on. I think I figured it out. I got to do this and this. So now I got the pieces of the puzzle. Now I just gotta put them over here. But you're still not gonna see it because I can't get to you. How do I get to you? Okay, so now I'm gonna figure out how to. Oh, actually, don't need that. I can't get to us. Where are we? This is something. Oh, no, that's not it. Which icon is it? This one. There we go. Okay. So then I need to do this. Oh, this might work. It might work, kind of.
Okay, I see her, but I don't see you or me.
Yeah.
And you're right, she's beautiful.
Yeah, she held her looks. Well, she always was beautiful. I mean, all right, let me put me and you back on the screen here. You know what? I can do this. I just thought of how I can do this. I can do this by. Okay, so do this. And then I'll add those pictures of us on here. And there isn't. This is no fun this way. That means you're not on the screen at all. That is not. Oh wait. Oh, I know what I can do. All right. So let me move you. I need teams again. And then I'll bring you up. There you are. Okay. Now you're on the screen. There we go. There it works. Okay, can you see everything?
Yeah, I'm taking up quite a large portion of the screen.
But you're not in the viewer's picture. What I might do though is I'll make you smaller here. Not you, but make you smaller portion of the screen and put you so we can run this thing. There we go. That's just about the same. Okay. Let's do it that way.
All right, I'm going to say 49.
You're you're really close there. Actually, she is, I think, hold on. Let me go back to her now. She is 46, so you got her. Okay. Sacha Baron Cohen. He was the guy that did, what was the character he had? He had a weird character where he he'd go around doing these really stupid things. He looked like this in a lot of his things. He did, I wish I could remember the name of the stuff he did. But, yeah, he was pretty, I mean, I don't expect you to know him because he's a little different.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
From his pictures, I'm going to guess he's 45.
54. You got it backwards. You got the numbers backwards. Do you know who Guillermo del Toro is?
No.
He's a big director, and he also does interesting horror movies and stuff like that. He also acts and stuff. He's actually a pretty good director and stuff. He
68.
he is actually 61. Okay, Steve McQueen, but not the one you think he is. This Steve McQueen is
I don't
this.
think Steve is with us anymore.
No, that Steve McQueen is not. This Steve McQueen is. He's a director. You're not. I don't expect you to know him, but I threw him in there because it's his birthday. He's 56. The rest of the people, I think you're going to know. I'm pretty sure. Let's try. Well, you might not know this one. Nick Cannon.
The name doesn't ring a bell.
He was one of the hosts on America's Got Talent, and then he left that job and he started doing all these weird MTV things. He was rumored to have married Mariah Carey. He has like children with like 6 women, and he's got like 9 or 10 children or something like that. He's 45. Now the rest of them I know you know. First one, Matt Damon.
I don't know.
Uh-oh, Matt Damon isn't here though. What happened? Why do we have... That should have been Matt Damon. Well, that's weird. Unusual... Oh, okay. Unusual traffic through us. Okay. Oh, I guess it was just checking to make sure I was a person. Okay, Matt Damon.
I'm going to say 56.
You're close. You got... It's 55. All right, and the last two... Which one should I give you? I'll give you the first one. Sigourney Weaver. Alien. Do you remember Alien?
Oh, yeah. I met her.
You met her?
Yes, I met her. I met her at Ground Zero.
Wow.
9/11 in 2001.
I think you told me that for some reason. I think you did.
She was serving food at this restaurant. And, yeah.
Wonder if she lives in New York. She might be a New Yorker.
Well, they were bringing in, all these movie stars were coming in to help serve dinner. They had a different one or two every night.
That's pretty cool.
So,
That's pretty cool. Anyway,
I'm going to say she's 69.
you were closer when you said 76. So,
76.
and lastly, but definitely not leastly, Chevy Chase.
Chubby's 75.
82.
82.
82. Remember, he was in the original Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
So,
I see him there. He's gained a lot of weight.
yes, he has. He gained all the weight that I lost. So, all right, so we got that all out of the way. All right, next we got, hold on here. All right, so I can delete this. Maybe. If it lets me delete. So, I can try to knock some of these out real quick. Do you have any quick things you need to do, or or all your stuff?
Do you ever hear of Mark Sanchez,
Wow.
quarterback,
Okay. All right.
football league, National Football League quarterback? He got into a fight over a parking spot with a 69-year-old man.
Oh, jeez. I hope the 59-year-old beat him up.
He stabbed him multiple times
What?
in the chest.
Who did? The old man did?
Yes.
Holy crap.
He was beaten to a pulp, but he got stab wounds in him.
Wow.
They saved Sanchez's life. They saved his life. But they arrested him, and he's charged with a 5th-degree felony. The
Wow.
guy that stabbed him has not been charged at all.
Well, who started it? I mean, who started the fight?
Sanchez started it.
Okay. Wow. Jeez. You know, you would think that a guy that's a public figure, would try to avoid things because I mean they're always gonna
Trump.
they're always oh well of course. Is he a newer guy? Is he an older guy?
He's in his 40s. He was working for one of the major football broadcast stations as an analyst. He's well known.
Wow.
He played in Philly for a while, so I knew him from that. He was with the Jets, led him to a Super Bowl. But he's not an idiot in real life. Well, his ex-wife said it doesn't surprise her,
No.
so he must have a temper.
Yeah, that would be an issue. You would think, if I was famous, my big thing would be try to stay out of the limelight for bad things, and if anything, you want to be in the limelight for good things, and that doesn't seem to be a normal thing, I guess. So.
But they fired him.
Oh yeah.
They did,
I don't blame them. They don't want that on them. So I can honestly say that I would not blame them at all. Yeah, that's sad. All right. I'm going to save this because this is a good one for when we have time. Then I'm going to start with Comey pleads not guilty. Former director James Comey pleaded not guilty yesterday to criminal charges of lying to Congress and obstructing a congressional proceeding tied to testimony he gave 5 years ago. The 64-year-old's trial is set for January 5th. That's kind of funny because wasn't he in trouble because of January 6th?
Yes.
Okay. And is expected to last 2 to 3 days. The plea comes from 2 weeks after the federal grand jury indicted Comey over his testimony before the Senate Judiciary Committee in 2020. He had allegedly falsely stated no when asked if he ever authorized someone in the FBI to serve as an anonymous source about the Trump-Russia investigation to the media. So, I believe that if he did something that bad, he should, if he lied outwardly and knew that was not the case, he should be definitely prosecuted. But the problem is this is also a witch hunt.
It is a witch hunt, and I don't like Comey, so I hope he's convicted, but it's a witch hunt. This is vengeance.
Yeah.
This is Trump vengeance.
And I feel sad about that. You heard about today's, we're going to talk about this, I would assume you would want to talk about this later on today.
About Trump?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm not going to talk about that yet, but that's something that he should be proud of and he should tout about, and he should, because he did something really, really good. But I'm telling you, when he does bad things, they're bad. They're really bad. And I'm sad that's something that a man of his stature feels that he has to do. And I never really quite understood what he gets. I mean, besides the satisfaction he got someone, I don't get it. He just goes overboard in a lot of things, and I'm sad about that. But if Comey did lie about this, he needs to be called on the carpet. I mean, that's he's no better than anyone else.
But you can get a grand jury to convict a ham sandwich, so
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just think vengeance is not I wish Trump would worry about the things that are important, and I don't feel that that's important at this point. All right. Anyway, Taylor Swift, The Life of a Showgirl, breaks Adele's record for most albums sold in 1 week. Guess how many?
I have no idea, Mike.
3.5 million in 5 days.
In 1 week.
Yeah. So I wish I sold that one. I'd like to sell even a piece of that. My album, I was lucky if I sold, I was lucky if I sold a couple hundred, in a week, in a day, in a year, in 10 years. So that's kind of cool. This one's close to me. Johnson & Johnson is ordered to pay $966 million in a talc-based baby powder cancer case after the jury finds the company liable. Now, Pam died from a Johnson & Johnson chemical. So anything against Johnson & Johnson makes me happy because we didn't get anything. I mean, really, we got such a small amount of money just to go away. And we couldn't not take it because if we didn't take it, we risked being stuck with the bill for their defense for everyone for the class action suit because we couldn't be the holdouts. So unfortunately, we lost that. But anyway, that's the way it is. Dauphin County Dauphin County pastor holds an AR-15 during a sermon. Have you ever done that?
No.
It seems like in general, I don't think that Jesus carried one of those around, but
No.
I was fairly sure that was accurate on that, but I swear these...
That's quite an object, I think.
Yes, either you listen to what I say or I'm going to shoot you. No, a Dauphin County church is responding to a sermon by its head pastor, Philip Thornton, who held an AR-15 rifle on stage and pointed it at churchgoers during a September 28th sermon at the Legacy Faith Church in Susquehanna Township. Now that's going to get you more people following you. I'm pretty sure. It's going to be the safest church around. And with all these churches that have been targets lately, I can't say that I would be really horrified by a pastor carrying one. Except that that's probably not what the sermon was about.
I like the fact that he pointed it at the congregation.
Yeah, me too. And I don't think that I don't think he should have actually even brought it to them. But the sermon was publicly available on YouTube. It included Thornton pointing the weapon at the congregation while preaching about the need to practice faith for the force of violence. And I think that's probably the wrong thing to do. I don't really see Jesus walking around with one of them.
No, Jesus taught more on peace than he did on AR-15.
Actually, yeah, I saw the one we're going to talk about today, and I'm glad that I saw that one because I thought I saw it before and I had notes for it, but I didn't remember and actually took some good notes on that one. So a statement from the church: this message has garnered a great attention. Gee, I wouldn't have imagined that would have done it, and for that we're grateful. We pray many more will watch the message. I think that like I said, I think that was pretty bold to do that. I would not have thought anybody would have done something like that. Not a pastor, anyway. So, what do you think is the most powerful sermon you ever did?
Probably on forgiveness.
Okay. See, that sounds like something you would see at a church. I would not have seen the AR-15. And did you ever do now, I'm going to, before I ask you this, I'm going to say that there is at least one controversial sermon that you've done before. What do you think the most controversial sermon you've ever done is?
Probably my views on homosexuality, which is contrary to a lot of church teaching.
Okay, all right. That would definitely be controversial. It depends what you were doing with it. Yes, I could see that. All right. So that
it was something along the lines of, Jesus called us to love people even if they're different from us. And many churchgoers actually hate these.
Yes, I know. It's sad. It's sad to hate anybody.
How can you win somebody to the Lord if you're calling them faggots?
Yes, I agree with that. Yeah. Well, that was very forward thinking of you to do. That's the best way I can say that.
I know what the Bible says about homosexuality. It's not approved. It doesn't approve of it. But it also talks about loving people.
Yes, absolutely. And actually, that was the one of the things you learned from this week's Chosen.
Yes.
So that was interesting. Yeah, I feel that's. I'm really glad that you did that. That's very cool. Gene Simmons is in the news. Did you know that?
What did Gene do now?
Well, he passed out at the wheel of his car. He crashed into a parked car. So, yeah, that's probably not your best move, Gene. I don't know how.
Was he drunk?
Well, let's find out. I don't know because I didn't get to read it because I did the article, put it in. Let's see what it says. Well, he doesn't drink though. I don't think he drinks or does drugs.
No, I don't think he uses any drugs or drinks at all.
It says here, involved in the car accident, he passed out at the wheel last Tuesday. On Wednesday, he informed his fans he's completely fine. Thanks everybody for the kind wishes. I'm fine. Had a slight fender bender, and it happens, especially to those of us who are horrible drivers. And that's me. All is well, he wrote. So, yeah, they can check him. That's one thing that he never did in the band was he never did any drugs and stuff. Well, the band, two of the members of the band drank heavily and did drugs heavily.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I thought it was the whole band.
Uh-oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I got to figure out where that's coming from. Oh, there she is. Stop. How about creepy ads that pop in when you're trying to read the other article? So, yeah, that's one thing about him. He says he's never done drugs and never drank. And that's really interesting for a band person to not do that. But anyway. All right, next. Hold on. Diddy Judge offers the hip-hop mogul a way to cut up to a year off of his prison sentence. And that was by, I forget, I read this and I don't remember. Might have been Drug Rehab. I think it was Drug Rehab. Here it is. Okay. It's funny. I watched, there's a Dark Side of, and they have different things. Dark Side of the 90s, Dark Side of wrestling, Dark Side of different things. But the one was Dark Side of hip-hop. No, it was Dark Side of the 90s where they were talking about hip-hop. And they talked about Sean Combs being one of the people that they suspected killed Tupac. So it was interesting. I was thinking to myself, well, funny how that karma thing works, isn't it? So, anyway, Sean Combs may get a chance to cut his prison sentence through a drug abuse program. He already did drugs. He did a lot of abusing of drugs. He doesn't need one of those.
He doesn't need to learn how.
Yeah, he already knows. Maybe it's teaching others. I don't know. He was sentenced over 4 years behind bars for prostitution-related charges. His judge recommended that he be incarcerated near New York and considered a prison drug programs. My one friend, Robert Galinsky, he teaches improv to the prisoners so that they can actually enjoy life while they're in prison and they can learn a trade so when they get out they can do improv and maybe stay out of jail. So he says it's been a very positive thing for him. So So that's kind of cool. Anyway,
I'm in favor of as much of that as possible. Because when I worked in the prison, it's a very boring existence.
oh
The
yeah,
more positive things they can do, the time goes quicker.
yes.
Now, there are some people I don't care that they're bad, but for most people, it's a good thing.
Yeah. Well, he's a good man. He really tries to help people, and I love that guy. I mean, he's one of the people I worked with when he was teaching in Brown, and I learned a lot from him. Okay, what else we got? We got he may be able to shave up to 12 months off of his sentence. So, and I would imagine some of that time served is gonna weigh in there. So, because he's been in there for like 2 years. Hasn't he?
He's not going to serve 4 years. He's going to get time served unless he screws up.
Yeah. All right. Let's see if there's anything else. Yeah. I mean that's the basic.
He wanted to move closer to his kids, but
Yeah.
The prison didn't do that.
Yeah. Well, too bad for him. I don't know. I don't feel real bad for him too much. Mainly because of what he did to other people. So, okay. Remember the band No Doubt? Had a blonde chick singing, and I can't remember the name of her songs, but they're still together, and they're going to have a residency in Vegas. So that's kind of cool. That's a dream job because you get paid really, really well, and you don't have to haul equipment around and travel a lot. You just pretty much do it there. That's a band's a dream. You know? They really do, because they're casinos and stuff. They really do pay well. So that's really cool. Then, do you remember a long time ago? I think when probably, I'm going to say 80s or 90s, Tron came out.
I remember Tron.
Yeah. Well, there's another Tron that came. Oh, what happened? Why am I on the wrong page? I was on the right page. Okay, there it is. Okay. Oh, I already had that up, didn't I? Yeah. Well, let me take a Tron up. What's going on here? Let's see if this is it. Hopefully I got the right. Nope, that's going to X. Why is that going to X? All right, I'll have to read it from here. Disney's reboot Tron Ares malfunctioned badly in the box office debut, coming in well behind expectations. So, with a domestic opening of 33.3 million to 4,000 theaters. That's 4,000 theaters is a lot of theaters, and to only have 33 million, that's a
Means
hard.
people didn't show up.
Yeah, nobody cared. Nobody cared about it. It looked pretty cool on the TV screen. So I don't know. I don't know what did bad, but it did bad. So it's I'm not sure where they're going to go with it, if they're going to go with it. But they got to figure. And there wasn't any. There were no holidays. There were nothing. Wasn't up against anything. Oh, I see why I pulled up Pamela McClintock. It says Pamela McClintock writes that heading into the weekend, the big budget event pick had been tracking to do 40 to 45 million domestically, and at one point 50 was even a possibility against a hefty net production budget of 180 million. So they didn't really do that well for a high budget movie, because I think they have a lot of money in that film. Actually, yeah, the production was 180 million. So
Isn't it all CGI?
I would imagine that is mostly CGI, yeah. Because the stuff I saw looked very heavily CGI and stuff. It said here, after a hefty net budget of 180 million after tens of millions in tax breaks and production incentives. The Tron film franchise has always been challenged, resulting in terms of long gaps between installments. You know how many years between this installment and the last one?
No.
You could have a child at that point because it was 33 years for the sequel. You would think that they would know that after 33 years. I mean, yeah. I mean that says Tron Legacy hit the big screen, debuting. Well, wait a minute, that's not 33 years. Debuting in 2015. How do they get 33 years? Legacy opened to 44 million domestically, and on its way to earning 409 million globally. That's not adjusted for inflation. Ares development for a decade, but former Disney exec Sean Bailey refused to give up, and she heard the project when serving as head of Disney's live-action studio. I don't even know what's out nowadays because I have not been to the movies because I've been so busy. Speaking of which, I do have another thing that you would know. Now, we know I was out in Hollywood and I met with a friend of mine who's going to help me write a book and maybe sell some of my stuff. Right? Remember I talked about that?
Yep.
Okay. I got another thing to tell you that is really exciting. 4 years ago, I met a woman who is in the business, and she manages her husband. Her husband in the business is Richard Stratton. He was in Wall Street and a whole bunch of movies. He's directed stuff. He's written stuff. And they both saw my pilot. And then before it was done, I gave them an early look at it. And she gave me some criticisms, and I said, well, it's not done yet. I haven't put the credits in, haven't put the music, the intro. And I gave it to her after I put all that stuff in. And that was around February, I think, that I gave it to her. And then things got crazy, and I kind of got really busy and haven't talked to her since then. Well, she contacted me last week, and she apologized to me. And I said, "Who are you apologizing to?" She goes, "Well, I wanted you to know that I watched your thing, and I thought you were great in it, and it was a great story, and I loved it, and in fact, so did Richard, my husband." My heart almost stopped. To hear that from somebody who's in the industry, to tell me that she thought that the show was good and I acted good and stuff like that, I was very, very shocked. Anyway, she went on to tell me that it was her fault that we didn't continue talking. And I said, "Well, what do you mean?" She goes, "Well, in March, I was going to get back with you, and my sister died. She lived in Virginia. And she died suddenly. Nobody expected it. And it was when the heat was on, and no one found her body for a while. And they sent a wellness check and found her dead in her house. So she went down there, and she's been down there cleaning up and taking care of her estate and stuff. And so she's just gotten back into the business. And so she was apologizing to me because she disappeared. And so while she was apologizing to me, she said what she wanted to do and would like to do. She does consulting and coaching and stuff like that. And she wanted me to sign up for a coaching course. And she said she realized that when we were talking, I don't need the full-blown coaching course. And the full-blown coaching course, she takes you from the bottom to the top. And it's 3 months. And she basically charges about $10,000 for that course. She said she sees what I'm doing and what I've done and believes that I can do what I need to do in 6 weeks. And she offered me a course at $1,000. which I'm going to take. And she was ready to sign me up right then and there. And I said, I can't do it right now. I can do it starting November. And I explained to her that I've got no money right now. And it's really weird, but I didn't expect to go into this right away, but what's going on is that my account went from, I had a nice amount of savings in that account to next to no savings.
And that's because of your business.
Well, that, and I couldn't figure out why I was that low, because it didn't make sense to me, because I get a regular distribution from my retirement, and it appears that I didn't get my retirement. And so what I did was, like, I didn't pay my lease or anything, because my partner said to me, you can take your time, I'll cover for you, because I had to figure out why I didn't have any money. And part of it was that we bought a second ring last month that was not planned. And there were other expenses and stuff, but it still didn't add up. Things didn't add up. So Sunday I started doing investigating to figure out where my money was. Here my retirement people haven't paid me. They haven't paid me anything. And I couldn't figure out why. And I was thinking, what's going on here? Because I should have had something. And I think I didn't get any of my Social Security either. I'm going to have to do the investigating on that. So what they did was they went to send my money, and they had a flag on my account. I've been paid since the scam, so it makes no sense to me, because I've been paid, May. So we got June, July,
quarterly?
August. No, I get paid
Quarterly?
I got paid monthly. So I got paid June, July, August, but I didn't get paid in September. And I found the money was in my account, not in my account, but I didn't get distributed the money. So they're going to pay me. I should have it tomorrow. But it's just weird that I didn't, and I didn't understand why. And I also got to check now to make sure that I got my Social Security. I may not have got my Social Security either. So I'm going to have to do a little more investigating. But that's so I can't really do it. And then I'm not going to have a car after next week, because my lease is up and I haven't bought anything else. So actually, we went to a Tesla dealership last week, because I wanted to try, if I get the car gets great range, but the problem with the car is it sits low. I want to make sure I can get in that car and get out of that car, and that Christine can get in that car and get out of that car, because we're older. We're not able to get in a real low sports car.
Right.
Well, this has a setting for high and low. So we got in the car. It was real easy. It was perfect. So that car that I want to get comes with lifetime charging and lifetime full self-driving. So it has everything I need. It's not going to be a big SUV, but if I'm going to be driving back and forth to New Jersey all the time, I need a car that has the range. I don't need the space. And I do have that other Tesla that I bought earlier this year. So if I need to drive for, like, the band, I'll take the SUV, and if not, I'll drive my car. I'm telling you, man, if you could fall in love with a car, I fall in love with a car. That car is sexy. It's really, really sexy. And I sat in that car, and I instantly fell in love with that car. So I'm going to have to buy that car. But I'm waiting until the end of the year, because I think they'll do something else to incentivize people to buy at the end of the year. I've seen them do that. Last time I bought my car, I bought it in October. They had incentives at the end of the year that were killer. And I was mad that I didn't wait for any of those incentives. So I think they're going to do that again this year. So I'm hoping to get a better deal. But if nothing else, I'm just going to get a good deal. Not a great deal. Well, it'll be a great deal. But that's one thing I think.
Well, Elon owes his investors a lot of money.
Yes. he's gotta step it up. He's gotta do something to make. They all offered him a great incentive if he can pull it off. It's a great incentive. I don't remember how many billions of dollars of stock he's going to get, but I know it's a lot. So I'm looking at it. So I'll probably end up buying. I'm pretty sure I'll end up buying that car. It's really a hot, sexy car though. She really was on me. I don't know. I think that's where I was going. Anyway, so Tron has not been a good thing. By the way, Disney just shut down Hulu, which I found interesting.
Shut down who?
Hulu, their service.
Really?
Yes, I believe I heard about this. I just want to. I believe that's what I heard. I didn't. Well, we could look it up. Let's find out. I believe I heard that today. Chloe. I believe that was what it was. No, Disney did not cancel Hulu. It's been phased out and integrated into Disney Plus. The standalone Hulu app will be replaced by a new Disney Plus app that includes Hulu content. Okay, so...
They did this merge.
But if you look down here, the first video that comes up, Hulu's shutting down after 20 years. Good news. And here it says Hulu officially shuts down. I've heard that in the news. I heard was they shut down. So I guess they're just integrating the two into one app. So I found that interesting, but I didn't get a chance to investigate that yet. I guess I did now. In fact, we have a show coming up next weekend, the Halloween show for the wrestling. That'll be fun. I get to announce winners of the contest of the dress-up contest or whatever. And it'll be fun. And then the next week I get to play out. So at a Halloween party, at the Moose Lodge in Shippensburg. So for the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be busy. Okay. It says, must you chew so loud? It says nearly 1 in 5 people suffer from misophonia, an aversion to specific sounds like chewing or sniffling. Those who experience it may be ridiculed, but their experience can be debilitating. Did you ever hear that?
No, never heard of that.
Yeah, this is something I've never heard of either. And okay, so now we gotta accept this. And okay, is this an ad? Maybe this is just an ad. Oh, they got me suckered into an ad. That's what it is. Oh, I'm not gonna subscribe to that. But we can look to see if there's any other articles like that. Because I've never heard of misophonia. And that's interesting. So we'll search Google and see if there's any other articles on that. Okay. Doesn't seem to have... Oh, here we go. Okay. I guess there is such a thing. I've never heard of it before. Here's Daily Mail. They found a cure for misophonia. You have a brain disorder.
Is that a pistol?
Yeah.
Or a pistol?
Or earplugs. I don't know. The condition that causes extreme discomfort in response to certain sounds. I've never heard of that before. I mean, I've had people...
They could call that pastor and that would take care of it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what they ought to do. Here you go. Call this guy. He'll take care of your problem. It's a visceral feeling of disgust upon hearing someone chew or a crunchy snack or clear their throat is a sign of misophonia. It affects approximately 5% of the U.S. population, equaling nearly 13 million people. So that's good to know. If someone gets irritated by my eating, they can go somewhere else. Grandson of Ed and Lorraine Warren react to Matt Rife buying the house and artifacts. Now, considering that you don't really go to movies and stuff, you probably don't know what that means. So I'm going to tell you. Ed and Lorraine Warren are a pair of people that go out and investigate ghosts and stuff like that. And so they're real. They really do that. And that's a real picture of them. And this is a, well, you can't see it unless I move you. So I'm going to move you so you can see it. That doll was one of the dolls that they made a movie on that was haunted. And so they have a whole house of these artifacts that they got from, like Annabelle. Do you remember, did you ever hear of the Annabelle doll?
Yeah.
That was the Annabelle doll. And so they have all these artifacts of things that were supposedly evil demons on this planet and trying to destroy people. Anyway, she has died, and I don't know if he's still alive or not, but they made all these movies on those two people, and they were really good. If you like horror movies, they are really good horror movies. They scare the crap out of me. So they're pretty good horror movies. But I don't believe that stuff. I know you do. You believe that kind of stuff exists. I don't believe that kind of stuff exists. And I guess I may be surprised if it ever happens to me, because I don't believe in demons coming here and trying to. I think people are evil enough. But this guy here, Matt Rife, the guy that I just covered up, that guy was on America's Got Talent, and he won. He didn't win first, but he did well with that, and he does well with comedy, stand-up comedy. But he bought the house and got all the artifacts in there too. So that's kind of cool that he was able to get that. It says here, for the uninitiated, Rife is a stand-up comic, an actor with multiple comedy specials under his belt, including Netflix Natural Selection and Lucid. He's a big fan of paranormal stuff and Conjuring films. So they made the Conjuring series and announced in August that he had bought the Warrens' home, which doubles as an occult museum. So he's got, in that museum, he's got the Annabelle stuff and all the other stuff. But the Annabelle doll has been in a lot of they had it in a couple of the movies that they made. And they didn't specifically say more about Rife on the podcast, but instead it revealed that he's far more concerned about his mother's husband, Tony Spera, allowing things out on tour. So I guess that he's taking some of the stuff out on tour with him. I don't know. But, hey, more power to him. If he takes that stuff out on tour, if it is real, he's going to be in for some trouble. Yeah, but these were the people that played the actors that portrayed those two, and I think they have another one just came out. We'll probably end up going to see because Christine's into that stuff, and I've seen all the Conjuring films. Every once in a while, I like to see if they can scare me, but kind of cool. Then I got Batman's Nightfall to be adapted for a multi-part animated film. So Batman, there's been so many Batman movies, and they've all been in different directions. But this was a cartoon 90s saga, introduced the supervillain Bane, who broke Dark Knight's back. Bane was in the 2000s, that 3-part series of it that had Christopher. Anyway, that was the really darkest. Well, up until the most recent Batman, the Dark Knight, because he was really it was a dark movie, series of movies, and Bane was in that, and Bane tried to kill him, and it was really it was pretty good, but it was really dark. Like the ones we grew up on were the funny Batman, the Adam West stuff, but the real Batman series originally was really dark, and the only reason that wasn't dark was because they didn't think anybody would watch a movie about a dark, brooding Batman in that era. So then when they started making movies of Batman, the early ones with what's his name? I can't think of his name. I can see his face and I can't think of his name. The early Batman with what's his name? Oh, I can't think of his name. Hold on. Why am I doing this? I can just look it up. I could have the Batman. And we go into. Oh, there's the. I'll go here. There's one of them. The number is. Is it this one? I think this one. Yeah, that's the first Batman. Yeah, Michael Keaton. That Batman was the closest to the TV series, but each Batman, as they got newer and newer, they became the brooding Batman, and the last couple were all brooding. The ones from 2000 on up were darker and darker, and the very last Batman was real dark. So even the one that the one what's his name did. I can't remember names now. The last four Batman were dark. That's all I'm going to say about that. Let's just leave it at that. So anyway, so we'll see how that works. They're going to start bringing those animated ones out in 2026. And you want to throw a few in? I lost your voice. What happened? I don't hear you anymore. I didn't change anything. Talk and see if I can see you on this thing. I hear nothing now. I don't know what happened because I didn't touch anything. I don't know what happened here because we were doing good. Did you change anything? I've got nothing. Do I have any mutes on anywhere?
Check 1, 2.
There you are.
Check.
There you go. What happened?
Well, my mute button stuck.
Oh, okay. I hate when that happens. Anyway, you got anything you want to talk about now? I've got more stuff that I can give you the floor. I didn't realize.
What I wanted to talk about was Trump and what happened the last couple of days.
Go for it.
Well, he's a world hero right now. Even the liberal media is giving him credit.
You know what? You say that, and it's funny because my partner in the guitar business would not give him any props at all. And I said, well, didn't you see the media? Didn't you see the thing? Oh, he's a child raper. He just was going on and on. I said, is that really what you're going to say after what, I mean, I don't care if you like him or don't like him. You got to give him props for something. I mean, he works harder than any president we probably have ever had. And I don't agree with everything he does, but he definitely deserves props for this. And he goes, well, that deal was done before he ever had anything to do with it. I'm like, really? I mean, the Jewish guy got up and said, we are really thankful for you. I mean, the leader, I mean, he's sitting there, he's standing there giving him props. If he didn't do anything, nobody would have said anything. And especially the leaders would not have given him props for that.
This was all Trump's idea.
Yeah, and he won't give him any props. No, the people on the left don't care. They're just going to find any way to ruin what he did. And I just think, when I just saw that this morning, I'm like, huh. He said he was going to do it, and he did it. I don't know.
The living hostages are home.
Yeah.
They have suffered greatly. I was just reading before we connected tonight about all the medical problems that these hostages have. They've been held underneath the ground in the tunnels, and they're suffering from vitamin D.
Jeez.
And they fed them a lot of food in the last week, and their bodies couldn't take it, and they're suffering medically from being overfed.
Jeez.
Because they've been starved at the doctor.
That's unbelievable.
It's just one thing right after another, and the one guy was they had him digging his own grave.
Jeez. How would you like to deal with that? How would you like to deal with that?
Well, the psychological problems these people are going to have is incredible.
Yeah. I can't imagine what that does to your mind to think that you're digging your own grave. I mean, that's a whole other thing that nobody should have to even think about.
Well, now Hamas is going around and executing people who they believe were his Jewish sympathizers and collaborators. They're executing them. And they are warning against some claims that are anti-Hamas, that have taken some power in Palestine and trying to right the wrongs of Hamas, and they're going to war with them.
I thought they were done. I thought they'd agreed to.
No, they're not done. They want to cling to power. So the sad thing is that the IDF, the Israeli Defense Forces, at some point are going to go back in and start fighting again. Now Trump doesn't want that. He wants, and the Arabs, the world, and Trump all want Hamas to just go away.
Yeah.
Only Iran wants Hamas to stay. Everyone else in the world wants them to go away. Just go away.
But aren't they also, I mean, I heard that they're just going to change their name to something else, where they were the PLO, and then now they're Hamas, and who knows what they'll be next time. It's all the same people, just with a new name. So, it's really, the sad thing is it's not over.
It's not over. All we did was get the hostages here.
Yeah.
But they haven't given any bodies. I believe they've only given 5, maybe, bodies of dead hostages. They say they can't find them.
How can you not find them?
They know exactly where they are.
What kind of people is that? I mean, what kind of mentality is it that you're going to, okay, so what claim do they hold to that area?
To the area?
Yeah. Well, I mean, what is it? What are we fighting about?
We're fighting about a piece of ground.
Which they could all win if they all were to cooperate, because that could be a really great place for people to go to see history. But nobody's going to go there because everyone's afraid of dying.
Well, I went to Israel, to tour Israel for 2 weeks.
Okay.
With the Salvation Army. They don't run that tour anymore because it's too dangerous.
Yeah. I would imagine it is. I'd be afraid to go. I'd be really terrified to go someplace like that. That's not on my list of vacation spots. I have no condo there. I'm not going to have one there.
Trump wants to make Palestine into a Riviera. He's going to push the Israelis for a two-state solution. The Palestinians can have everything they've ever wanted except Israel going away. They can have everything they've ever wanted except that one thing.
Wow.
But they've got to get rid of Hamas to do it. Because Hamas, as long as Hamas exists, Israel is going to have troops in Palestine.
Right, and that's counterproductive to what they want to do.
Counterproductive to what is good best for the Palestinians.
Yes. I mean, I can't remember a time when it was peaceful over there. I don't know. I would never go there, ever. That would be the last place I would go to hell first and then go there. That's how bad it is.
Well, when Patty and I went, it was a trip of a lifetime. I wish I would have gone when I was a younger preacher because I would have preached better. Actually standing where Jesus stood or where David stood or where Samuel stood. And it changes your perspective when you see it.
Oh, yeah.
But I wouldn't go now for any amount of money.
No, I value my life too much. I don't know. I can't imagine. I can't even. I mean, because even if you think it's safe, even if it's safe now, a week later, who knows? Yeah. So there's no way that I would even think about going there.
Well, Trump got applauded by the Knesset, which is the Congress.
Okay.
He's gotten accolades from all over the world. And he's riding high. He won't get the Nobel Peace Prize because the Nobel people are extremely liberal.
Yeah.
So he probably won't get the Peace Prize, Nobel Peace Prize. But he's done a great thing.
Yeah.
And he may be destroying things at home, but he did a great thing here. And he deserves credit for it.
Yeah. I mean, you can say all you want about the bad things he's done, but at least acknowledge the good things that he's done. You know? That's the thing. And the people that the left of whichever side it is, I forget who's left, but whoever the people are that hate him are going to hate him regardless. He could give everybody $2 million, and they still would complain. They would still find some reason to complain. He could
cure cancer but get no credit for it.
That's right, and he probably will. I mean, I'm thinking he's working on that next. You know, the thing is, he's kind of like I was when I was younger. There wasn't anything I could do to do things right. No matter, you know, I could do everything perfectly and it wouldn't be right. There's just certain people that they're not going to win. And I mean, if I cured cancer now, I might win. I might get a couple good words, but back in the old days, I don't know. Oh man.
Well, on another note with Trump,
yeah,
he got money to pay our soldiers. Our soldiers are not being paid, and our lower ranks live paycheck to paycheck.
Okay.
And not being paid is not a good thing.
Yes.
And being a vet, I'm very sensitive to that. So he's figured out a way to pay them. It's against the law, but he's going to do it anyway. He also is trying to figure out how to get money for WIC payments and for SNAP. You know what SNAP is? That's the welfare check.
Yeah, yeah.
He's trying to figure out money for that too. During this government shutdown.
Okay.
So, I mean, he's doing some good things. I just wish he'd keep his mouth shut.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, me too. Because I get tired. Like I finally just said to my friend that I don't want to talk politics. Because I know there's nothing I can say except to agree with him, and I'm not going to agree with him because I don't think he's right, and I can't do that. I can't say things because you want me to say them, and if I don't believe it, I'm not going to say it. And I don't really want to take a stance on, especially with someone that isn't going to listen to your side anyway. If they're not going to listen, what's the point of what's the point of discussing? There's no point. So I don't get into those conversations, especially because every time you get in a conversation, they are so all the way or nothing. I don't talk to people that are all the way.
I have a cousin I was very close to, and when Trump got elected the first time, we haven't talked since.
Wow. Yeah.
All because of our different politics. And it's a shame.
Yeah, it is. It is, and there's no winning. There's no winning. It's a shame. It really is. Nobody will discuss things anymore. They're all right, and nobody else can have an opinion. And I just don't. I don't really want to get involved in their little petty arguments. I have my opinion. I'm allowed to have my opinion, and my opinion is. I'm not going to share it with you because you're not going to listen anyway. So I don't really have that many breaths in my life left, so why should I give them all to you when you're not listening? So as far as I'm concerned, it's not. And I said to him, look, you can complain all you want. It's not going to change things. The next 3 years, you're stuck with him. And so I don't really want to discuss it. Because you're going to complain for the next 3 years. And I said, if what's her name would have got in the office, it would have been a whole lot worse. She would not have known what to do. And you realize that had Biden gotten in, he would have had to step down anyway. He's getting cancer treatments for his testicular, whatever, prostate cancer. Yeah. So I mean, and he's an old man, and him being sick is a big deal. So I'm glad he didn't run, because we would have, not only is he losing his mind, he's losing his prostate too, probably. So I don't know. It's just one of those things that, what's the point of arguing about it? We can't have a discussion because you're not willing to listen to my side.
Can you imagine Carmela being able to bring the hostages out?
No.
No.
I couldn't have even seen them getting close. They wouldn't have even been close to they would have stayed as far away from that as possible. And they would have just kept doing what they did last time, which was not much. So, I don't consider myself a Republican, and he did. He said, well, you're a Republican. No, I'm not a Republican, and I'm not a Democrat. I'm right in the middle. I'm away from all that crap. I listen, I watch, and I judge on the person by what happens. I judged her from the way she acted on the stands, and she didn't sound very genuine. She sounded very fake. And he sounded like Trump, so at least I knew what I was getting. And I didn't know what I was getting with her. But I didn't vote for either of them because I didn't like either of them. And I figured I can blame you guys if you vote if it goes bad, and if it goes good, then I say yeah.
I'm an independent, but I did vote for Trump because I couldn't stand Carmela.
Well, that's the thing. I couldn't see her as president. I could not, and I thought that she would be the weakest president we would have ever had. She had no thoughts of her own. So, I think that's what it comes down to. Is if you want us to vote for a Democrat, give us one that's actually got a plan. Give us somebody who actually could do something. I'm just glad that that conversation was over. I finally said, "Look, I don't want to argue with you because I'm not. I didn't vote for him, and I don't really agree with you on things, and we can do our business together just by not talking about stuff." Maybe he wants me
Well,
to quit.
it's hard because Trump is the hatred for Trump has broken up families.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I know that. I don't really have a family to worry about that with because my sister and I are on the same page with this whole thing, and who knows what my brother thinks.
Trump did another thing today. He gave a Medal of Freedom, or the greatest award that you can give a civilian in this country,
Okay.
to Charlie Kirk's widow.
Oh. Yeah. And that's another.
This is Charlie Kirk's day, and it was his birthday today, and he got the Medal of Freedom on his birthday. Now, it's not with us, but his widow got it.
You know
That
what's
was nice.
you know what's sad about that whole situation is that the non-Trumpers, I'll do it that way, the non-Trumping people still come up with reasons why it's okay that he was killed. He wasn't a nice person. He wasn't this. He wasn't that. No.
He did what we're supposed to do. He talked to people that didn't agree with him.
Yes. And I heard him talking about things that not necessarily things I agreed with, but I listened to what he had to say. You know, I don't agree with everything anybody says. And that's the way life is. Life is you can have your discussion, and he actually would discuss with you whatever it is that you wanted to discuss. And if you didn't agree with him, that's okay. He would still tell you his side, and that's what a discussion's supposed to be. And, you know, even though you may not agree and he may not agree, he still was willing to talk to you. And,
That's more than most people.
yeah, that's the problem. So, I didn't agree with everything he said, but I agreed with things that he said. You know? I don't know. There's just people that it's either their way or it doesn't happen, you know? And there's a lot of nuts out there that are willing to do things to make sure that they're heard, regardless of whether it's the right way to do things. I don't know. Oh, there's that Diane Keaton thing I was looking for. Yeah, I knew where it went. I don't need it anymore because we played it already. All right, what else you got?
Well, that was basically the big thing. I could go into some other problems, like Trump is thinking about selling Tomahawk cruise missiles, or giving Tomahawk cruise missiles to Ukraine, which would allow them to strike deep into Russia, bomb Russia, deep into their territory. And that's a very dangerous thing because Russia may not react well to it.
Yeah.
And it could escalate the war. So I'm a little worried about that.
I would say so.
You know, I don't like what Russia's doing now, and they need punished, but I don't know, a lot of civilians in Ukraine are dying because of Russia bombing.
Right.
And I don't know if making it worse is the way to go. So we'll see. There's a whole lot more along those lines, but I don't really think we have time to get into it. And I don't even know if it's that important right now.
Okay.
I'm just very thankful that the hostages are with their families.
Did you hear about the China hitting U.S. ships with retaliatory port fees and stuff?
Yeah, tariffs, yeah.
Yeah. And so now Trump's going to impose 100% tariffs on Chinese goods. Why is there's no middle ground in this?
He's supposed to meet with Z the end of next week.
Okay.
Or the middle of next week. And I think it's been called off because of this. That's not good. People need to talk, man. They need They need to get in a room together and actually talk.
Yeah.
I mean, he tried it with Putin. Putin's an evil man.
Right.
And he didn't pay any attention to him. But at least Trump tried. And he needs to try with Z.
Right.
Because we need China's products.
Yes, we do. And we can't afford
They're
to
cheap.
keep raising tariffs here and there, and it just seems kind of childish to go back and forth. No one's finding a solution. We need a solution, and somebody has to bend.
China needs to sell their products to us, and we need to buy them because inflation is moving up again.
Yeah. I would imagine that the other countries do not like Trump either. Like our own people, like many of our own people don't like him. I would imagine he's a very difficult person to deal with unless he gets his way.
That's just the way he is.
Yeah. That's the way a good businessman is. But another thing about a good businessman is they're going to find a solution. And I think he needs to
Let's find one on China because it's getting ridiculous. It's not just 100%, Mike. I think it's 145%.
Let me look here. I got, let's see. It says 100%. Well, this is a news thing I got. I don't remember when I got it. It might be different from before, but it said China. It says Trump to impose 100% tariffs on Chinese goods. I don't know when this was. This should have been within the past couple days though. So
Okay, I could be wrong, but I thought he already had a 45% tariff.
it might be.
Maybe he didn't add it. Maybe he just raised it. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just I don't remember when I did this. Because what I try to do, because I've been so busy, I try to do a little every day so that I have stuff for today. And I don't remember when I did this one. But I have a special section for Trump news and Elon news because they usually come up with stuff that's pretty interesting. But this was, well, I can tell you. Well, let's see when this was done. I think it might be last week. This was done 10/10. So when was 10/10? 10/10 Friday, right? So yeah, so that's when he did this, or when they put this out. So
See, the problem is China's going to cut off our rare earth minerals. They control 85 to 90% of rare earth minerals in the world, and we need them because we're not going to have iPhones anymore if we don't get rare earth minerals. We're not going to have electronics. This is a big deal. We need to buy rare earth materials from China.
yeah. Oh man, one of these days.
I wish we need a solution, Mike. We don't need tariff wars. We need a solution.
Yep. And this is just who has the
Who's going to blink first?
yes. I'll be glad when that's all taken care of. I mean, all the other presidents just turned their head and said, okay, whatever. But this is one that's not going to do that. So, all right. What else you got?
That's about it for right now.
Okay, well then I'll go and continue because I've got a couple Musk-related things, not necessarily Musk, but things that he's either involved with or has a stake somewhere. Elon Musk agrees to a $128 million lawsuit over unpaid severance with 4 different Twitter executives who were fired after Musk took over. So, he's stepping up and
Most will not pay them the severance pay.
yeah. I think that's maybe the wrong thing to do, but if you're gonna promise them severance, give them severance. That's my belief. Also, there's an OpenAI and tech giant Broadcom announced a multi-year deal yesterday, or I don't know when this was, probably yesterday, to develop custom-built chips and infrastructure to expand OpenAI's compute capacity. And the agreement aims to deploy 10 gigawatts of specialized infrastructure by 2029, roughly equal to the power consumption of 8 million households. 8 million households. That's a lot of power.
That's a lot of power.
Man, that's just unbelievable. It marks the latest mega deal for OpenAI, following hardware and computing agreements with Oracle, NVIDIA, AMD, and others. So, yeah, that's something to think about. That, that's an industry that 10 years ago didn't even exist.
And now it's one of the biggest industries in the world.
Yeah, it's a big cash cow for somebody. I'm not sure exactly.
They must got a lot of investors because they're spending a lot of money.
A lot. But it really is interesting from a standpoint where, like, Grok is in our Teslas. So he has some ideas for using that in a car. And it's going to be interesting to see how it ends up being utilized. Maybe you talk to the car and say, what's the best way to go to California? And Grok will make the best solution for you, kind of like in a much bigger scale than your GPS does, but it'll take into account other things that we aren't thinking of. So, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of things that could be interesting.
The only thing you can do with GPS, if you put in an address, is say toll roads or no toll roads,
Right.
or stops along the way.
Right.
But you could probably tell Gronk, listen, I want to visit this national park and this national
Right,
park
yes.
and this national park. Get me the best route.
Or tell me, is it going to be real busy? Which one would be less busy at this time of day, or something like that? Or which one is closer to me? And if I want to do these, which order should I do them in? And it just, there's a lot of things. The only thing that scares me is that if Grok becomes, like, you have to, let's say you use, did you ever see the thing about the AI girlfriends?
Yeah.
If you make Grok your AI girlfriend, she'll say, "Hey, you missed that turn, you dummy. We were supposed to be home by now." That would be funny. But yeah, you just don't know what's going to happen in the next couple of years. The technology is so advanced and just so crazy. It makes me wonder. What's that?
My daughter planned this whole trip my wife's on.
Okay.
And with Gronk or OpenAI or ChatGPT, probably you won't have to plan anymore. You just tell it what you want to do, and your whole itinerary will be planned out for you.
Yeah. I'm working on it.
And you'll say, get me to a motel. I want a 4-star hotel.
And it'll book it for you.
Stop along the way and then book it for you.
Yeah, it'll book it. And there's so much more that people don't realize that this can do. Like when I do my quotes, you're not on Facebook much, but I do these quotes that I find in this one thing that I read, and they'll give me a quote by, they had one by Teddy Roosevelt, and I'll put it in there, and it'll make me a nice little picture, and it'll put a quote in there, and put it exactly the way I want it, and then I post it on Facebook. And I do that a couple times a week, and I get a lot of hits on it. But it's kind of cool because I can look like I found this somewhere, or I created it, or whatever, and people borrow it and use it, and it's kind of cool. My hit rates are way up on Facebook and Instagram, mostly because of wrestling and all that stuff. But it's really kind of cool. So it changes the way we do everything. And it's funny because I'm working on a book right now. So the book I'm not writing the book with that, but what I'm doing is taking my ideas and I'm putting them into a certain structure, and then after I write what it is about, like the intro, say for instance, I know what I want it to say, and then I have it proofread it and format it, and boom, there I'm done. So now I don't need a book reader to check in on my stuff, and I can present it as and I'm doing my life by chapters, obviously, but I asked the book, or I asked the AI, what is a book, what's a book about a person, whatever you call it, an autobiography. Like, what's a good amount of pages, and what is a good amount of chapters? And it told me, and I'm going to use that as the bar. Like, I already figured out the segments of my life that I want to talk about and how I want to structure them. And I kind of haven't given it that stuff yet, but as I get more information, but I've segmented my life somewhat by history time, but certain things won't be in order by history. It'll be by, if I talk about a certain segment, like the wrestling years, I may go back to when I was 14 when I first started liking wrestling, and talk about why it's important, and then grow up and how I got involved and stuff like that. But then I'll talk about music. I wanted to be a musician since I was 5, and then talk about things that influenced me as I got into this stuff. And so each one is going to be historical to a certain degree, but I can't do it as a start from the beginning to the end. It's really not going to be that kind of book. It's going to be the kind of book that I'm going to explain how I ended up where I ended up and why, and what my thoughts on it. Like, I never expected to be in wrestling. I always wanted to be in wrestling, but when I was 16, or no, when I was 20, I had a decision to make. Do I want to be in wrestling, or do I want to be in music? Because I couldn't afford to do both, and I chose music. But I got a quote for going to wrestling school back then, and funny enough, the prices of the wrestling school was more expensive then than it is now. So,
Really?
yeah.
Hmm.
The price he gave me was around $2,400 or something, and now you can get trained at a good school. Well, the Monster Factory charged you $1,500 for the first year, and then $500 every year after. That's cheap. So, the things, so I want to try to cover whatever I can. You're going to be in the book at least twice, maybe 3 times, because we've had a lot of history, and we've got a lot of things that I would want to cover. There's a lot of things I won't cover. There's things that are not important, but there's a lot of things that are important that that you were a part of. So I just think that it, and Rob's going to be in the book. I mean, they're not going to be big portions of the book, because, well, yours is going to be bigger because you're in the show now, and I talk to you regularly. But there's, we went tens of years before talking from time to time.
Yeah.
So there's big chunks of open areas. So, but there's very few people that have been with me pretty much from the beginning. Ken was one of those people, and he's not with us anymore. Rich is another one. I knew him before I knew you, and he lived with my family for a while. So that's going to be interesting to talk about. But I mean, the story's not about him, so I probably won't spend a lot of time about that. But he had a big influence on my music and how I ended up where I got in music, because he's been around in and out of my life, like you. In and out, he was like he weaved in and out of my life so many times. It just, he's one of those guys that I can pick up the phone and call, and we can talk, and like we never missed any time. And you and I are like that too. We go 10, 15 years without talking, and then boom, we're there. No
And
problem.
we pick right back up.
Yeah, because we do know each other. We're able to do that. There are people that I spent, well, the place that I work, D&H. You know how many people I talk to from there?
0.
There is one person that managed to stay in contact with me. I am not good at staying in contact with them, but one person that she means a lot to me. She was my assistant, but I was only there. She was only there for 3 years of my time there that I was there, and she was there at the tail end, so she never saw the other stuff. But there's no one in that company that I stay in contact with at all. And it's funny because I look back at all the people I was in bands with and people that I had work relationships with and even college relationships with, and really there aren't that many. I mean, short of you and Rob, but more you because I talk to you every week because of the show. There isn't anybody from college. I don't even talk to Bowski that much. I haven't talked to Bowski in a good year, at least. And it's really a shame because as close as we were, and we're not talking anymore. And most of the people, I mean, think about how many people do you talk to from your past, from your,
Very few.
say from college,
From my past, Mike, you're my best friend from my past.
and you are mine. Oh, I lost you again.
Yeah,
Oh, there you're back.
because I mean, Rob, I talk to him once in a while.
Yep. Well, you
Pete,
can,
I never talk to him.
no, and I don't either. He doesn't really talk to us either. I mean, he doesn't go out of his way to. I don't understand him because he always had this thing about Michigan, and I don't understand what the thing with Michigan was. And he seemed to always want to leave. You know, he wanted to go to Michigan. I don't know what Michigan, what drove him to Michigan. Because even when we were meeting with him in college, Michigan was the place he wanted to be. I don't know. So, but like all
Well, he moved here because of his dad.
okay.
I think it's Michigan his headquarters.
Oh, is it? Is that where he came from?
I believe so, because his dad traveled around because of his position.
That makes sense. That would make sense. Then I would
It's
understand.
sort of like Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that's
You know, if I had a choice, I'd be living in PA.
yeah. Well, when you coming back? By the way,
I got grandkids, man. I don't know.
because I know you wanted. You said something about maybe coming back in the next couple of weeks for a while.
Oh, Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
Maybe
okay.
after Thanksgiving.
Okay.
I'll be in studio on Tuesday night.
Oh, cool. All right. Good. Yeah, we were gonna do a Friendsgiving thing at the school, but it looks like we're not gonna do one now. But if you want to go see the school at some point, I can drive you down there.
I'd love to go see the school.
Yeah, you'll be impressed with the whole building and stuff. We spent so much time and money in that building. There's a lot of people talking about that school, and I'm really excited and very proud of that too. I think we did a good job of making it a place that people would want to go to. So I just hope we can keep the momentum going. But it's something I'm really happy with. I never thought I'd be involved in wrestling. When I left wrestling, I thought that was it, and I was done. 2014. I did 1 or 2 shows a year from then on, and that was because I was bored, and it's hard to give up something you really like to do. And so when I gave up, when I ran into this one guy, he said, "Why? How about you come out and wrestle for me?" I said, "I don't know that I can do too much wrestling because I'm really falling apart." And he talked me into going out, and then he became my partner. So I hate when I did that. But we're getting some big things. I mean, we're getting a shopping mall that wants to have a wrestling event. We have there's a recreation center, or not I don't know what you call it. it's a township recreation that they have for the kids and stuff. They're looking at doing a show. We got all kinds of things in the hopper. We got a couple of good shows coming up that they're renting our building, and that's kind of cool. So the more people that use the building, the easier it's going to be to pay the rent. So I'm all for it. I really think that it's a good business, and it's an honest business. This company is really, we pride on ourselves on being fair and being a good business. So tomorrow's going to be an interesting day because we're going to have our second board meeting, and we got a lot of topics to cover. So we got to get there and.
Are you driving or are you
driving in? Yeah. So 3 of us will be there. The other member, the other owner, he and I talked over the weekend for probably 2 hours, deciding what all to talk about. And he had things he wanted to talk about. I had things I wanted to talk about. Since he's not going to be there, I'm going to represent him. So it'll be good. But it'll be just little things. You know, every company should be having a board meeting once a month at least, just so you can go over anything that's going on and keep everybody up to date on what everybody else is doing. Like I said, we got one guy who's great at building things and he's learning production. We got one guy that's really good at production and he does other things too. I'm good at production and I worked in wrestling, and plus Tony worked in wrestling. And then there's Johnny who works in wrestling. He and I started around the same time, and he's good at booking and stuff that like management of the people that like people follow him. There's like loyalty following him that is just unbelievable. I'm so happy where the company is and where each of us is, and there's no one person out of this group could run everything, but yet everybody crosses over somewhere, and it's just good because we can all pitch in different things. So I think I've got a good crew, and I'm really proud of this company. I just hope that it ends up doing the kind of things that we can end up with. We got a lot of good people, so it's really only a matter of time before everything goes in the right. I mean, everything's going in the right direction, but only a matter of time. We've only had our doors open go over a month. When you think about it, we opened last month. Around the 20th was our first day, and we're not even at the 20th of this month, so we're not even a month in. When you think about it, so and the buildings look a lot different now than when we got it. When we got it, we had a lot of stuff to do, and actually they did all the stuff, and since I'm so far away, I couldn't do a lot of it. But like I said, I'm proud of my guys, and I think we're a good team because we all have something to bring to the table. Well, I don't know if I have too much to bring to the table. They still may be the president. So I'm like the Trump of the company. I have strong opinions, and I tell people what I want, and unfortunately, I'm the face of the company, whether I like it or not. So, but the crowd loved the stuff that they saw, and I think it's going to keep growing. And there's nothing we can complain about. We just got to keep going in the right direction. Well, you want to keep going, or you want to stop?
It's 10:06. We probably should stop.
Okay. Well, I'll see what I can do about trying to fix these problems for next week, because these are all new problems. We didn't have any problems like this before. But I'm glad that you were able to hear the stuff I played on you heard the music and stuff. So that's a step in the right direction. Now I just got to get this all to work on one computer. And if I get this working on one computer, well, we're going to be golden. So I just got to figure out why we weren't hearing you on the other computer. But maybe if I can get a weekend where I'm actually here. I mean, we got vacation time coming, so there's got to be a time when I can sit here and do this and figure it out. But we're really close to it. we got a lot further than I thought, especially tonight. I didn't think we were going to get this far because we couldn't get the sound working right. But we're really close. All right. Well, then let's let this thing rock and roll, and let's move on to the next week and see what happens. We had some good stuff. All right. Well,
It was a good show, bud.
yeah, for what we started with, I thought we weren't going to have a show by the looks of things. It was going in the wrong direction. But we pulled it. We pulled it off. And we actually pulled off some good stuff. So I got a lot of stuff, too, on reserves from we didn't get to talk about yet. But there's other weeks. And I got to cover
There's other weeks.
I got the important stuff put out of the way. So we're good. So, all right. So I thank anybody that got a chance to listen, and sorry we were so late, but next week hopefully we'll be on time, and if we're not, I'm going to blame Doug, so. So, all right, we will see you next week. Oh, hold on, I got to make sure my thing's going to come up here. Oh, there it is. All right, there it is. All right, now I'm going to hit the button. There we go. See you guys next week.